Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Noah Kellman, and today we are continuing in our series of every single solo jazz piano technique that you could possibly ever need to know. Today we're talking about a skill that I've kind of picked up from listening to Brad Mehldau. Obviously, he does it a lot better, but I'm gonna show you how to do it, and you just saw it in the intro to this video. I think it's a really awesome pattern that you can utilize to create a really beautiful rhythmic structure to specific types of songs. But first, of course, if you're new to the channel, please consider clicking the subscribe button and hitting the bell to turn on notifications so you don't miss any more videos just like this one. And also, we are actually still accepting completely free Zoom calls. If you click the link in the description, you can set up a call with either myself or one of the Neo Jazz Academy coaches. We can actually chat about your goals, what you're looking to achieve in the future, and see if there's a way we can help you out. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at this pattern here. So the left hand is actually really easy. It's basically just an eighth note pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the root of the chord in the bass, right? So bottom line, we can actually start with just the root of any chord. So if we're doing, like, let's say the chord changes to All the Things You Are, you could do like this. Right? Something just like that, right? So the next step is I like to introduce either the interval of a ninth or a tenth. And that's all gonna depend on what voicing you're doing in your right hand. So if you're going to actually play the minor third in your right hand, right? So let's say the voicing is something like this. Not necessarily like the greatest voicing in the world, but I think it's gonna work nicely with this technique. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put the 9 here because the right hand will hit the 10. So what you're gonna find is you want voicings where you actually have like a nice little interplay of a small interval between the two thumbs. That's what's gonna kind of create this inner motion that makes this technique work. So we're gonna start doing eighth notes here, right? We're essentially doing this. You could also practice it as a tenth, right? So in the case of F minor, it's gonna be a flat 3. And then in this case, I might play a voicing that's maybe more like a minor 11 chord so I can get this interplay in the right hand, right? Get this note in here, but we'll get to the right hand in a second. Honestly, I probably wouldn't hop 10s on those because they're a little uncomfortable for my hand, so I might actually do 9s rather. But let's see what we end up doing with the right hand here because that's gonna actually influence us as well. So actually, for the purpose of this exercise in this video, let's stick with the 9s here. I'm making that decision mid-video, I apologize. Let's stick with the 9s because we'll hit the flat 3s with the thumb, right? We'll hit the interval of the 10th will be made by the thumb here in the right hand. So it'll be 1, 9, flat 3, hit with the right hand, right? All right, so once we got that, we're going to actually just make this rhythm a little bit more complex here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Always remember you can actually slow this stuff down too by going into the little YouTube setting icon and setting it to half speed or 0.75 speed to see this a little better. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, right? So let's practice that. So not perfect, but we want to get that a little more comfortable. So next we're going to add in the melody in the right hand with the pinky. Just like that, right? Actually, this next part's a little tricky, so I might honestly, I might recommend you practice that exact rhythm, but I'm probably gonna mess with it a little bit just to make myself be able to do it without embarrassing myself here, but let's try that again. Something like that, right? So you can start really kind of adding these layers together. And this is a little tricky, so you might want to practice it nice and slow to start off. Super quick, if you are finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps me out, and I really, really appreciate it. Also, if you actually want this pattern written out completely for free, I'm gonna post this in our totally free Discord community, written out in sheet music, so you can take a look at it after the video. So be sure to click the link in the description and get signed up for the totally free Discord community. We are hanging there all the time. I'm in there. The Neo Jazz Academy coaches are in there. We're chatting with people, answering questions, and it's just a really, really fun time. So I definitely recommend you being part of that community. All right, so the next step really is now just getting a little bit more comfortable with adding in the other fingers in the right hand, right? So earlier in the series about everything you need to know for solo jazz piano, we talked about the three-hand piano technique with the left pinky playing the bass, right pinky playing the melody, and the rest of the kind of fingers being like the middle part. Well, this is actually still very similar. This might be a little bit more of a four-hand piano technique, right? Because each thumb is also kind of its own thing. And also we can kind of consider, maybe the index and third fingers, each their own little player in this technique. So let's take a look at this again. So I'm doing a little variation here that now brings in some of the other fingers. So first of all, I'm changing this from just the constant bass note. I'm actually doing 1, 9, 5, 9 like this, using the index finger. So that's a really, really fun change to the technique. Honestly, I might actually prefer it a little bit more this way, but I still think it's great to kind of learn it at first with this simple variation. Either one is great. You know what? Whichever one you prefer, I say go for. But then you can start bringing in other notes in these middle fingers, the 2 and 3 finger in the right hand as well. So you can actually create some inner melodies. The final step would be getting a little bit more improvisational, right? So the more you practice this, the more comfortable you're going to get with all the rhythms and inner motion. You can even start kind of getting a little bit more improvisational with the melody on top. Stuff like that. All right, so that is it for today's video. Hopefully that gives you a really nice overview of how to actually add this technique into your arsenal of solo jazz piano techniques. Again, if you actually want this exercise written out totally free, join the Discord, click the link below, totally free, it's really fun. We hang out in there all the time. And also, if you are looking to get a little bit more deep advice, maybe chat with someone about your goals and what some good next steps would be, click the link in the description, set up a totally free Zoom call with one of us. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you're subscribed and click the bell so you don't miss any more notifications. And if you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button. I will see you next time.